Hi there, I'm Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. As a women's life coach, I focus on helping women who have gone through a divorce redefine, reinvent, and truly thrive in a life that they absolutely love. Now, today, we're going to talk about the number one thing that can completely transform your life fast. Only if you do it the right way. Now, before we jump into that content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the channel because I want every woman who has gone through a divorce understand the steps that it takes to truly live a fabulous and amazing life. All right, let's jump into this content. Now, if you're wondering what that number one thing is that I'm here to talk about, it is consistency. I promise you, if you do it the right way, what I describe in this video, you are going to get amazing results. And trust me when I say it has completely changed my life. Consistency is truly about doing the exact same thing or behaviors every single day over and over again for a long period of time. And I know this idea of consistency sounds really boring and mundane, but I promise you, consistency is the key to changing your life. When I talk about consistency in this context, it is the number one thing that will help you be able to achieve your goals, your dreams, and all of your desires. Trust me, I've done it for myself. Anyone that knows me knows that I believe in consistency. When I think about my life and I think about all the times that I've achieved the big dreams of my life, it's because I've been consistent. And that's the pattern that I've noticed over all the really great things that have happened for me. For example, many of you know in my previous life, I was a figure level bodybuilding competitor. Yes, if you didn't know, now you know. People used to always say like, Tiffany, I don't know how you do that. I mean, it looks so hard. You have to have so much discipline. You have to eat perfect. You have to work out all the time. You're always at the gym, blah, blah, blah. They had all these ideas of what it took for me to be an award-winning bodybuilding competitor. But the truth was, I didn't stay in the gym all the time. The truth was, I didn't eat perfect all the time. The truth was, I was consistent 90% of the week, right? So for example, I would go to bed at the same time every single night. And before I went to bed, I would prepare my clothes every single night for the gym. So that when I wake up early in the morning, I would get my gym clothes. I might have a light breakfast. I'd go to the gym. I'd meet up with my trainer who would help me work out for like an hour, hour and a half. I would take my shower. I would go to work, my full-time job. And then after work, I would probably go out with friends or probably go for a jog or go out to yoga or whatever and then go home. That was my life. And that was how I lived every single day. And as far as the eating, yes, I ate pretty much the exact same thing Monday through Friday. I ate the exact same foods. It wasn't anything wild. It wasn't anything crazy. I just stuck to a consistent behavior pattern every single day. Now you might be thinking, Tiffany, that sounds really boring. And trust me, it was boring. It was mundane. It was not exciting. I mean, I like going to the gym and I like working out. And let me help you understand. Yes, in the beginning, it took discipline. It took me learning new habits that I had to change. And so for the first 2 to 3 weeks, all of my focus was just trying to get into those habits of preparing the night before, going to bed early, getting up early, going to the gym. Yes, that all took time. But after doing that for a month, it was no longer discipline. It literally was just habits. It literally was just my mind on autopilot. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up. It wasn't even something I had to think about because I had gotten so consistent with my habits, which meant I had to have a behavioral change. I had to stick to that behavior change and I had to stay within it. And that was it. Now, the reason I say I stayed disciplined and consistent 90% of the week was because I take a Saturday or a Sunday off and I'd go to a restaurant with my friends or whoever and I'd eat whatever I wanted to eat. And that was my excitement. That was my one day a week. That was novelty. Maybe sometimes I would go to a festival or I would go somewhere once or twice or 3 times a month with family or somewhere out of town. And that was my excitement. But it wasn't exciting every single day. But I was consistent every single day on the same thing. That's because I knew what my goal was. I knew what I wanted to look like on stage. I knew what it took to really get to become an award-winning figure level bodybuilding competitor. Now, I bring this up because I want you to understand that is what real achievement looks like. That is what the most successful people in the world do in order to get their dreams, in order to be multimillionaires, in order to travel the world, in order to marry the partner of their dreams, or whatever it is. That is what they do. They're consistent in their habits. That's it. One of my favorite motivational speakers and amazing successful salesman was Jim Rohn. And one of the quotes he said was, "Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequences of consistently applying basic fundamentals." Now, this was someone that was extremely successful, and even he was saying, it's not magic. Getting rich, getting successful, getting whatever it is you desire, it's not magical, but it is getting very consistent in your discipline, in your habits every single day. Now, you might be wondering, well, Tiffany, how am I going to do that? If you are in a place where you have big dreams and big ideas and you want to get to a lot of goals, the first thing I would say is start with clarity. So much of what I talk about starts with the fundamental of clarity, because clarity is where you can understand what your goals truly are and if those goals that you have are truly in alignment with your life and what it is you really want and desire. So many times people go after goals that really aren't in alignment with them, and then they can't get consistent because they're not really thrilled about what they're doing. They don't really want to do the goal. It just sounds good. So they're not in alignment. So they waste so much time doing busy work and they end up not achieving their goal, not because they may not be able to get consistent, but because that goal really wasn't what they wanted to begin with. They weren't in alignment, but they didn't know they weren't in alignment because they didn't have clarity. So the first thing you need to do is get really crystal clear on who you are, what brings you joy, what is going to bring you satisfaction. And then that is where you will find out what the goal is that you want to achieve and how to really get there that is in alignment with your best and highest good. And a part of that clarity is journaling every day, really sitting down, writing out your thoughts, getting an idea of what the picture is, what the vision is for your life. If you want to really understand how to get crystal clear, I suggest you get my 30-day workbook journal. I have the description and the link in my description where you can start getting really crystal clear on who you are, what you want, and what is going to bring you joy every single day. Number 2, create a daily routine that you can stick with. Make it simple, make it easy. I always say, give yourself a simple morning routine that helps you get up a little bit earlier than you have to get up for work, that gives you time to kind of write down your thoughts, take some deep breaths, maybe meditate, and start working a little bit towards the dream, whatever that is. If it's writing a book, just write a couple sentences a day. One great book to think about reading is called The Artist's Way. I'm telling you guys, this book is so awesome to opening yourself up to how artists really get into their creative flow and what it takes to really allow your brain to just dump out all the thoughts that you have so that you can really express yourself in creative ways. So create a simple routine, don't overthink it, just make a decision to carve out a little bit of time. And I suggest early in the morning, which means yes, you'll probably have to start practicing going to bed earlier. And trust me when I say it will be worth it, because a lot of times what will happen, you'll sit up late at night, if you have children, the children are already in bed, everything's settled, and you think you have to sit up and watch TV or watch the news. Don't do that. All you're doing is delaying the opportunity that you have to get more sleep so that you can get up early and get your day started the right way before you have to do big work or your full-time job or whatever it is. While everybody else is asleep, give yourself that time to start a simple morning routine. Next, take action and do that routine, the exact same routine, every single day. I don't care how boring it is, I don't care how mundane it is, do it every single day. If you're trying to, start a new nutritional plan, eat the same food every single day. And yes, you can give yourself a day off on the weekend, but for the most part, I think so many times people fail at their dreams, not because the dream is too big or it's impossible, but it's because nobody likes the mundane, boring things that you do when it comes to just being consistent and just doing the same simple things every single day. Trust me when I say it will add up to the big magnificent thing. Next, you want to get accountability from a friend, a coach, or a trainer. It's so hard in the beginning when you're just starting out to really get consistent when you don't have anyone else in it with you. Because 9 times out of 10, the reason you can't get consistent is because of you. You start something and you don't finish it. If you're that person where it's hard to get consistent on the big, boring, or the small, boring task, then reach out to a coach, reach out to a trainer, reach out to an accountability partner, or maybe a group in your area so that you can start really honing in and allowing your brain to get focused in on those small, simple things that you can be doing every single day in order to get to that big goal. And lastly, kind of what I was hitting at before, reward yourself at least once a week. Don't go overboard. You don't have to reward yourself every single day, but reward yourself once a week with something that is a little bit exciting, something that is novelty, something that does bring you out of the mundane, because that will be the thing that kind of helps keep you going. It's like, okay, 6 days a week was boring, but on Saturday or Friday or Sunday, I went for a hike with friends, or I went out to eat with friends, or I went and visited family, or I traveled on that trip, or whatever it was. But give yourself a little bit of something to kind of give you a little bit of reward. Nothing that throws you completely off, right? Especially if you're on a nutritional or exercise routine. But just something that brings you joy and that makes you smile and that gives you that sense of like, yes, this is why I'm doing this. This got me closer to, one more week of the mundaneness got me closer to this little piece of joy that I get to enjoy. So just a little bit of novelty so you don't get so bored that you really, really want to quit. But it's about that balance. It's about having that harmony in your life where you're like, okay, 6 days a week is going to be kind of boring, but on Saturday, I'm going to really enjoy myself. So that is it for me. I wanted to do this video because I really wanted you to understand that when you look at celebrities or highly successful people or whoever you consider successful, you only see that one part of their life where they're shining, where they're on stage, when they're talking, when they're at the book signing, when they're doing the big interview or getting the award. But you don't see every single minute of their life that's just mundane. It's just boring because they are sticking consistently to the simple things that is moving them forward to that big, enormous, giant goal. Those are the things that make the difference. That's the reason when you hear that story of the hare and the turtle and how the hare went really fast and then they came around and the turtle was just going super slow, but the turtle was consistent. The turtle wasn't running around. The turtle wasn't doing busy work. The hare, the rabbit, it was going all over the place because it knew it was faster. It was like, I'm fast. I can play over here and I can get lost. And the rabbit lost because he wasn't consistent on the focus of what he was doing, which was to get over the finish line. The turtle was slow, but the turtle stayed consistent and the turtle won the race. So I'm here to tell you consistency is the key. It is one of the main things that has got me so much of my achievements and accomplishments and the things that bring me joy in my life, and it can do the same for you. Again, check out in the description below my 30-day journal workbook that you are going to love. Click the link below to help you get started on clarity, which is one of the keys to consistency. If you want to join my world, my Clarity Confidence Courage world, make sure you also go to my website, sign up for my newsletter, subscribe, get the free download of the detox, and join my world. You'll start getting the newsletters. You'll start getting updates on everything that I'm releasing, everything that I'm doing. And if you want, more information about clarity, if you want more understanding of what it really takes, leave me a comment in the comments and say, Tiffany, I want more information about clarity. I want more information about helping me understand where I'm going with my life, how to get unstuck, and how to move forward on my goals. I'm thinking about doing a course, and so I would love your input on what types of topics really, really resonate with you. All right, it is Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage. I'll be talking to you soon, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Bye.